In this presentation, what we're going to do is look at using Azure notebooks or Azure notebooks. I'm not 100% sure of the pronunciation. What we're going to do is actually learn them to develop our knowledge of R, and also what we're going to do is particularly look at machine learning type stuff. The reason I'm picking out Azure notebooks is that the installation is quite easy. Essentially, what I have to do here. Sorry, I'll just go back there a second. Notebooks.azure.com. It might sort of prompt you to set up an account somewhere, get started or something like that. I'm just going to sign in. I just got started. Essentially, what I do is actually just essentially I have to set up a little account. It should take 5 or 10 minutes. Now, it does help if you actually have a Hotmail account or something like that. I think it helps. You should get a little security code sent to you and stuff like that, but it should take just about 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm just going to pause here and log in because I don't want you looking at my details, obviously. So just pause that. Now, I'm back in. So essentially what happens is I get something like this. Now I've actually started using this already, but essentially what I have to do is set up a library here. So I have a long list here. It's projects I'm working on at the moment. But essentially what I'm going to do here is essentially what you have to do is create a new library. Okay, so that's so my first or library or something like that. So you give it a sort of pretty like a sort of descriptive name and give it a like an address here. So R lib 101 or something like that, and then just a little description there. It's fairly simple. You can also make it public or private. Just click on that. So just remember those little three parts. Now, essentially, you do need a library to. It's just how you do things. So you just need to set up a library. Okay. So I'm going to use one I built already. When you have loads of libraries, you can sort them like that. Okay. Date created and so on. And what I will do here is I'll just sort of see if I have one. I'm just going to work on one I have worked on before. Statistics with R. So a couple of things I was working on already. So this is, let's say, one of the libraries I'm working on, and I've started writing up all these notebooks. So essentially, what I want to do now is create a new Python or Jupyter notebook. Okay, so essentially what we do is create a new notebook, but we also can like if we have notebooks already written somewhere else, we can upload them. So you just like upload them from a USB key or something like that. Okay, so new notebook. So my first R notebook, that's an IPMB. That's the sort of file type for what they used to call IPython notebooks, now called Jupyter notebooks. And what we're going to do here is set it up in R. Okay, so you have Python as well, and you can also have F sharp. You don't have Julia, but you can go to Julia box for that. Okay, let's click on that. R. So there is my new. There we are, and it comes up on my list there. And clickety click. There we have it there. So far so good. There's the R logo, powered by Azure Machine Learning. It's in the statistics with R library, and so on. So essentially what we're going to do here is, this is just essentially an IPython notebook. So what I'm going to do here, and this is going to astound everyone, okay? If you're familiar with this, I'm going to upload a package called a library called Carrot. Now this is a big job, or should be a big job. There, took me about 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, there is people who are experienced R users who are clapping somewhere on the internet. It was that quick. So essentially, I'm able to use really. I mean, you still have to install other packages. So let's just say I wanted to install a package called XG Boost or something like that. Oh, that's not how you spell it. XG Boost. I'm not quite sure how you spell it, but essentially you might still have to install a few other ones like that. I don't think that's the name. Yeah, it's not the installing package. Okay, maybe it is the name. I might get an error there. It doesn't matter. I just sort of, yeah, it's not available. XG Boost, all lowercase letters. Okay. While we're sort of on the topic, let's just follow through on this. XG Boost. just in case the Carrot library came in very easily because it was pre-installed. But there's a couple of other ones you might have to install, and it should. I think XGBoost is a really really big one there. That took a little bit of time, but we're like, I mean, that could actually. That I mean, it took a little bit of time there, but that actually a little bit of time rather than huge amount of time. And just actually important thing actually, just if you're wondering that what is the working directory? So this is all in the cloud. So this is on a cloud-based um, a cloud-based this is a cloud-based system. So essentially the home directory is like in the cloud somewhere like that, notebook user. So it's not on your local machine. Now there's a couple more things there, but that's really just how to get things set up. Like there's a couple of other things actually you can read in a CSV file. The important thing is you can't read something from your home directory, so you actually have to read it from, if it's pre-install it on GitHub or something like that, and go read.csv, and then you put in on GitHub you put in the full address, but you use the raw URL form, github.com, whatever it is, my CSV. So essentially just go I'll explain that in a different video. So that's just setting ourselves up, and we are now ready to we got ourselves set up. I still have to explain how to upload a CSV file, but I'll do that in a different video. But we actually can use packages and we are good to go. So that is introduction to Azure Notebooks for R. Stop it there.